Hi guys and girls, today we're looking at the area of a circle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a bit of an example question to show you how to do it. Then I'm going to show you some drawings to take you through how it works. Okay, so the main thing is doing it. And doing it requires the formula A equals pi r squared. Okay, and that's a formula for the area of a circle. Why it works I'll take you through in a minute, but let's just start using it first. Okay, area equals pi r squared. So I'm trying to find the area, the space inside the circle, and I write down the formula A equals pi r squared. Okay, that helps you associate the formula A equals pi r squared with the job of finding the area. Okay, my next step is to take that formula and substitute all the important bits. So I'm doing question 1a, and my most important part is that I've got the radius and it's 2. Okay, so I'm going to substitute that 2 back into my formula. Okay, so A equals pi, which is 3.14. Okay, times 2, the radius, and I've got the little squared up here, which doesn't mean times 2, but means times by itself. But because we're timesing a radius of 2, we are actually timesing it by 2. So it's times 2 again. Okay, the radius of 2, so I'll use the blue again for the radius. That's what we're doing next. So the blue radius of 2 times the radius again of 2, because they're squared. Okay, so let me put that into my calculator. Clear that guff. So I've got 3.14, or pi, times the radius, 2, times the radius again, 2. So I get 12.56. Sorry, I don't want the pink. I don't want the highlight. A equals, what's that number? 12.4 something. 12.56. 12.56, and it's meters because that's in the question, and they're squared because it's area. It's got length and depth. Okay, so that's how we do the question. Our first step is to sub into the formula. Our first step is to write the formula. Our second step is to sub in. And remember that's 2's twice because it's squared. Okay. And then I use my calculator. Okay, so hopefully you can repeat that and do it without too many dramas. Okay, just for those people that are keen to know how this stuff works, which I find really fascinating. Okay, we've got this diagram here, and this is, so I'll just make it a bit bigger so it's easier to play with. This is a demonstration of how the area of a circle works. Okay, so you can see the line in black is the circumference, and that line is stretched out. Okay, and we know that the circumference is pi times the diameter, or twice the radius times pi. Okay, and dissect means to cut into bits. So this is in 6 equal parts. Okay, so the blue part and the red part together make the circle. Okay, and if I were to rearrange these parts, so stretch them out along the line, you would get almost the circumference. But because there's those little bends, it's not going to be the complete circumference. Okay, but if you cut it into more and more parts, it gets closer and closer to the circumference. Okay, but we'll go back to only a few parts. Okay, now if I was to bend this over, it would make a little bit of a rectangle, the height of which is the radius, and the length is the radius times pi. And if I make it smaller and smaller parts, it gets closer to that rectangle. Okay? And as you can see, the radius is one side, and half the circumference is the other side. So this is where one of the r's in the square comes from, and the other one comes from the circumference times, and the pi comes from the fact that we times the radius by pi to get the circumference. Okay? It's a little bit of a hard thing to get your head around, but it should give you some intuition for how the formula works. Okay? But the main thing is applying that formula. Okay? Hopefully that was helpful. Bye guys and girls.